Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started working on yet another dead MacBook. Here we have an A1708 that's not powering on. Let's see if we can fix it. Oh, piece of shit. You didn't start recording. Error occurred. Fuck you. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started on yet another dead MacBook. This is an A1708 that's not powering on. Let's see if we can fix this MacBook and make it work again. The first thing I'm going to do here before I get started is clean the coronavirus off of this MacBook. Die, Corona. Die. Die. Die, Corona. Also, ugh. Even I'm wearing a mask and I coughed, but still. Alcohol. Kill the corona. All right. I've cleaned off my desk as well, so. Ah! Damn it, I just pulled in an L. Son of a bitch. I don't like this policy of having the sticker on the bottom of the laptop as well. I don't like it. No, it says 5.7. I updated it in, fuck you, Restream. Really, Restream? You didn't change the title? See, I give up. Restream sucks. I can't believe I pay $5 a month for this shit. Fuck you, Restream. Okay. Alright, let's get this open. Yeah, OBS has this restream thing built into it, but you need to select the game in order to change the stream title, and apparently, since I didn't select the game, it didn't let me change the stream title. But that's fucking stupid, because I'm not playing a game. So if I'm not playing a game, I can't change my stream title? Like, is that how this works? Let's see. Yo, that's dumb. Okay, now, great, now it's letting me do it. I just changed it. Let's see, can you see that? Let's see if that worked. See, have I tried using OBS Streamlabs? I have not. Okay, here we go. Now it lets me change it. I don't get it. Did you start as an LLC or sole proprietor? I believe sole proprietor, and then I changed it the moment that I spoke to an accountant. I wasn't an idiot. I don't use an LLC. There's a bunch of reasons not to use an LLC that I don't want to talk about on camera. Because it would not be beneficial for me to talk about those things on camera. But, yeah. Okay, so what you can see here is there's a MacBook. Do you see the MacBook? I'm glad you see the MacBook. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is try and figure out what it is that's going on with it. Now, one of the things I noticed is that it gives me a low battery indicator. I saw a low battery indicator show up on screen earlier, and see, you can see that. So it has the ability to make an image. It has the ability to have a brain because, you know, it's able to give me a low battery flash. So, kind of curious, why is this here? So I'm going to take a guess that it's here because it's unable to charge the battery. And let's see if that is the case, that it's not incapable. Did I just say incapable? Holy shit, the Joe Bidenisms are multiplying every day, I swear. I really can't make fun of that dude anymore because I talk just like him. I think the last 6 months with the move and the stress and the renovations and the COVID have just rotted my brain to the point where all I have is a brain full of Bidenisms. It used to be Bushisms, but now, like, I don't know. I think Biden with dementia is going to give Bush a run for his money. Okay, so we have 19 volts at 500 milliamps, so clearly this is capable of turning on. The fan is spinning. I'm guessing that this battery is bad or that this cable got corroded. Yeah, and I think that's the reason that this is here. Let's just take a look at that area on the main board. By the way, tomorrow my awesome 150 watt $300 light arrived. I'm excited. And you could see, a little bit of corrosion over there, a little bit of, it could look nicer. Let's see if we can get this thing to recognize a battery and charge it. I just ordered the 72 volt e-bike hub motor kit battery. I challenge you to a race. I can't Copaz because my drivetrain is fucked up since I rested my bike on it when I got a flat tire the other day. Like an idiot. Like I rested the bike on the derailleur, which was pretty stupid of me. Alright, this cable doesn't want to get pushed into that connector all the way, does it? Let's see. Is it capable of charging this battery? Oh, I should screw it in. That would make sense. Plug it in, plug it in. I did not see Eli soldering today. I haven't tuned in to watch his stream in a while. Yeah, this connector is the problem, it seems, because the cable doesn't want to stay in it. Ugh. Come on, get in there, you bastard. So the cable responsible for battery recognition does not want to fit in the connector. That seems to be our issue. Yeah, that's barely in there. So let's see how it would fit into a proper board. Maybe I'm just being too picky with it. So how far does it go in here? Yeah, that seems like a tighter fit than this. Or is it? It's hard to tell. Let's see. Four volts, 2.3 amps. That's strange. 19 volts, 500 milliamps. 1 amp. 900 milliamps, 400, 570, 650, 700, 800, 900, 1 amp. Come on, don't tease me. Charge the battery, you prick. Alright, 2 amps. It's got to be charging a battery now. Alright, so this turns on. Now regarding battery charging. 2%. We'll see if it rises a little bit and if it stays on after that rises. And if it does, I'm calling this an ultrasonic cleaning and done. Because it said that there was liquid damage. Either way, that's pretty boring. There's really there's no fun in this. There's no investigative journey. Let me just put notes in the ticket. This is a boring one. Hello, Mario. Don't tell Lewis, but I couldn't resist. I'm ashamed. I don't understand. I don't know what you're getting at there. Piece of shit. I don't actually think it works on Vimeo right now, Nightbot. I have to fix that later. Because he's not here, Cool Hand. He's out there. He's out there. Hey everybody, how's it going? Oh, whoops. Hey everybody. So today we're going to get started on an A1989 with liquid damage. It's not powering on. First thing we're going to do with this machine, when Eli was soldering. I still don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't understand. But I appreciate the $1. Thank you. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started on an A1989 that is not turning on. Let's see, fix this machine and make it work again. First thing to do is de-corona the machine. Die, Corona. Die. Die, Corona. Die! Die, beer virus. Die! You're fired! This beer virus is fired. Chat smells like hospital. Also, I guess I could get another bike and use a 72 volt one on the new one, and you can use my old one until you get fixed. No, I appreciate it, Copass. You make wearing a mask and killing the virus fun. I really appreciate it. Why, thank you. We will kill coronavirus together. Together, this virus will be defeated. Wash your hands, wash your face, wash your desk, wash your pee-pee bus, wash your MacBook. The Flux is the best, Lewis. Great stuff. Why, thank you. Glad to see we have another Amtech fanboy here. The one interesting thing is the face focus on my camera doesn't seem to be able to tell that it's me. Okay, now it can. So, this smells like... You rocking the polarizing filter. Yes, but I don't get the nice light until tomorrow, so it's still going to be dark. Thank you for the $5, Rob William. So this smells like the laptop of an addict. It reeks of coffee. This definitely smells like the laptop of a drug addict. I say drug addict because I've dealt with many people, coworkers and employees, that will say and admit themselves, I cannot wake up without coffee. I cannot get my job done without an espresso. I cannot do this. So by their own admission, they are drug addicts. And I just kind of find it particularly interesting that it's totally okay and legal and cheap for one type of drug that changes your state of mind to exist in the way you make decisions, yet it is illegal for others to exist. But such is the world that we live in. So let's see what this does. As always, I am going to unplug the battery cable, plug this in, see what we get. Coffee smells disgusting too. So we have 5 volts, 200 milliamps. Now we have 19 volts, 83 milliamps, 64 milliamps, 200 milliamps, 197 milliamps, 466 milliamps. The fan is spinning. The fan is not spinning. Seems like there's crap inside the fan, and we're stuck at 200 milliamps. Rossmann repair guide you made is fantastic. Thank you, James. I'm glad that someone's making use of it. You know, one of the things that got me to stop teaching courses in person is how discouraged I got when I realized that people that paid to take a class with me would not take the time to read that guide. That was incredibly, incredibly depressing. Alright, so it's turning on. 200 milliamps, fan spinning, this thing's probably booting. Most likely, if the liquid got near the screen cable, we're not getting a picture on the screen because the data line was destroyed, which I'm guessing is the case here, and we're going to take a look and confirm that in a moment. First thing we're going to do is turn on Paul Daniels' software. I know, it's a last resort. No backlight voltage. So I'm going to unplug this thing, and we're going to take a look at the screen cable area. I can already see that there is some corrosion around the CPU MOSFETs over here, so that means it's not far-fetched to think that corrosion got under there. Now, the way this works is that the backlight line for screen backlight, which is about 50 volts, is right next to the CPU data line for image, which is about 1.7 volts. And because this is a fucking MacBook, they put them right next to each other. In every other computer that I've ever opened, they do not put the 1.7 volt image data line that goes straight to the CPU right next to a 52 volt power line that is designed to power a backlight. Like lowest voltage line for data, highest voltage line for backlight. And in MacBook, they do that. I can show you how this looks on the schematic in a moment, and then I will show you what it looks like on the board, and then I will tell you what the prognosis is for our customer. So let's go through that here. So if we take a look at the board, you'll see that the screen connector is going to be right over here. Right here. EDP, which stands for external display port, not emotionally disturbed person. Although, admittedly, you'd have to be quite emotionally disturbed in order to put 52 volt data line, 52 volt power line right next to CPU data line. That's cruel. Hi Lewis, how do you unscrew stripped pentalobe screw? What you're going to do is you're going to take a set of Exolite 175Ms, like so. Exolite 175Ms. See this? And then you're going to take it and put it to the screw. And then you're going to use this to get under the screw and turn it. That's how you get rid of the screw. That's an angry Erica picture. I thought I removed that. All right, so it says J8500, J8500. Oh my gosh. M disappoint, says JP. What are you gonna do? J8500 is for EDP connector, which stands for embedded display port, not emotionally disturbed person, although admittedly you would have to be an emotionally disturbed person to be responsible for the design of this product, as I will showcase once I have the connector on the screen. If you take a look here, you have the backlight line, PPV out SO LCD Bicklet, and that's going to be right next to EDP int aux, which is a data line that goes to the CPU for the picture. So take a look over here. So you have backlight, image. Backlight, image. Now where does image go? Image goes straight to the CPU. Now, do you think that the CPU likes getting 50 volts? No, it does not. And here's what it's going to look like on the machine itself when this happens. And by the way, one of the things that you should be aware of, it's not like this connector where they have 52 volts right next to 1 volt is in some hidden away part of the computer. It's in the very, right here, right on the edge where the coffee is going to spill into. See this? Look at this. So this over here is where 52 volt backlight, 1.7 volt data. 52 volt backlight, 1.7 volt data. So it's not that the computer is not turning on. It is turning on, but it has no image. And there's nothing in between that CPU data line and here. No choke, no nothing. Just straight to the CPU. So the CPU needs to be replaced on the board. Now, do you think I can just call up Intel and get this CPU? No. Do you think, like, are distributors lining up to make these for sale to people like me? Not really. So what you need to do is you need to go on AliExpress and pay $200 to $600 for a CPU of questionable quality that, for all you know, is ripped off of another dead board, and solder it onto here. A, very high risk because you don't know if what you're buying actually works. B, very expensive, so customer is going to give you a middle finger. All of this could have been resolved if the person designing this pinout thought to themselves, for just a second, maybe, just maybe, it's a bad idea to have the 52 volt power line right next to the 1.7 volt data line when that's right on the edge of the computer where liquid is going to fall in on a device that has no liquid resistance. But I'm no engineer, so what do I know? Thank you, Jay Kurtz. So this machine needs a CPU. Probably going to be a very unhappy customer. But what are you going to do? What you going to do? And you know what the funny thing is? They started designing this thing in 2016, It's 2020. And the MacBooks that Apple are making now in 2020 have this exact same design. Exact same design. 52 volt power line, 1.7 volt data line. Right next to each other. Is that a FaceTime chip? Seriously, lol. I don't know what you mean by that. There's no, that's a screen connector. That's a screen connector. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So with this, we go on to the next machine. Place CPU with donor in stock. What donor? You want me to buy a $1,200 board that works? Take the CPU off of it to put it on here. No. You go bankrupt. I don't want to go bankrupt. I'm not letting Eli win this bet so soon. In schematic Rossmann group, what about schematic? The schematic said FaceTime above one of the chips. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, FaceTime camera. Yeah, so the camera is also on the same connector as the screen. That's all that means. It just means that the camera speaks to U3900, which is the T2 chip. So the camera is not going to work unless it speaks to the T2 chip, which is part of their Apple security, whatever stuff. Okay, so with that said, let's go and say that this... Now we grab another machine, and I'll be back shortly. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started on an A1707 that's not charging. First thing we're going to do before we get started on this machine is remove the coronavirus from it. Through alcohol. Die, Corona. Die. 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 This MacBook is going to have its corona removed. Louis no Zomo. What do you mean? I'm working on something that does not necessarily need a Zomo yet. Haven't even opened it. Okay, let's open this MacBook up and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it and make it work again. Zomo streams are coming when I get it set up. I'm replacing U3100 on an 820-00244. I believe that's what's stopping the machine from turning on. Is that chip difficult to reball for a beginner? Ooh. What? You're reballing a chip that costs $15? Let me just double check and see if that's it. It's not a difficult reball if you have a stencil. Let me just make sure that I'm thinking of that that's a CD3215. Yeah, that is a CD. You just buy another CD3215. Also, stop giving me money. Donations were better when Erica was disappointed. You could reball a CD3215, but why? You should have a stack of CD3215s. You should have a drawer filled with CD3215s. You don't have to buy it from me. If you're in England, you're going to spend way too much money buying it from me. Find someone locally, some store locally that sells CD3215s. Dusty, dusty, dusty. Okay. So, when I take a look at this MacBook, the first thing I notice, it gives me the battery indicator. So it has the capability to make an image. Hello, Copass. It has the ability to make an image, but I just don't think it's charging the battery. Let's see if that's the case. See how we can solve it. See if we can make this work again. Make this into a happy, happy MacBook. Stop giving me money, James. All right, let's unplug this. Louis helped Tronicsfix with CD3215 and Steve bought another smashed MacBook. I don't remember helping Tronicsfix. I've heard of his channel. He's the guy that does a lot of the PlayStations and Switches and all that. And he's commented on one of my videos. But outside of that, I don't have a relationship with him. Can you Perhaps something's mistaken here. Petition for Copass to stop donating his salary. Yes, please. James, you've given me enough money. Stop that. And Copass. Oh, I did comment. Whoops. What video? Can you link me to the video here? If it won't let you post the URL, can you just put the last few numbers of the URL, like the the YouTube video ID or whatever? I'm curious. Seems like a nice enough guy. He's getting... What's cool about what Tronicsfix is doing is he's getting normal, everyday people to find detective repair work fun and worth doing. And that's the real right to repair. The real right to repair is getting people to find what we do fun, entertaining, worthwhile, engaging. Stop that, Copass. Stop it. I'm going to whack you in the face. I hope I'm not being a pest asking you questions. 5 volts is on PPDC and normal. It should always be 20. It should go to 20. PP3V3, R3V0. I thought PP3V3, R3V0 was only on the 00045, not on the 00244. If you're stuck at 5 volts, typically the most common issue there is your CD3215 issue. But 99% of those machines that I get do have 20 volts. They just wind up with a dead CPU, so they wind up in the junk. Did anybody hear anything? Did you hear something? Where can I get a DC inboard for a 3209? I don't know. What you're going to do is you're going to fix your DC in. Best way to test for dead CPU. If it's 20 volts, 500 milliamps, blank screen, no sound, no sign of life, dead CPU on an A1534. Also, stop giving me money. You can ask in the normal chat and I'll read it. Let's see. I hope those pesky MacBook aren't giving you too much trouble. Yes. A DC inboard for that, honestly, just fix the fucking DC inboard. Do you really need a DC inboard? Like, really? Do you really need a DC inboard? Do you have no audio? No, of course you don't have no audio. So what are you replacing the DC inboard for? There's probably some minor corrosion on the PP3V42_G3 hot trace, SMCB CSEOK, and sys1 wire. And rather than fix the pin, you want to replace the DC inboard. Look at me, I'm so special. I can't be bothered to pick up my soldering iron. You fix the DC inboard. I fixed the DC inboard cable on stream the other day. You can fix your DC inboard. Hell, if you're fixing a machine that's 8 years old, you can fix the DC inboard. If you've already accepted or resigned yourself to the fact that that thing is worth fixing, then you're going to torture yourself fixing that 8-year-old device, then at least go the whole way and torture yourself properly. TPS 50980 corrosion is the most relevant one. That will be what's causing it to be dead. Huh? Is it corroded? I don't. What do you mean? Video with my comment. Aha! Thank you. Let's find this. Oh, so I didn't say CD3215. Why are people saying that I said CD3215? I said TPS 51980. For that Tronicsfix dude. Yeah, so I didn't give Tronicsfix the right advice, because if it was a CD3215 and I told him it was the TPS 51980, then I was incorrect. Unlike the Paul Daniels stream where I was 100% correct, and he ignored me anyway, and threw me under the bus, and blamed my diagnostic skills for his lack of ability to repair. Tronicsfix is a different type of man than Paul Daniels. I can say that much. He's a man of honor, dignity, truth, quality programming, good haircut. Why don't you have a network cabinet at home? Because I have one computer at home. What the fuck is the point of a network cabinet? I have one computer and a Synology NAS that BlackBerry sits on in the wintertime because she likes to stay warm. Did the one with the hole get fixed in the end? The second one did. The first one did not. Actually, the encode of that video just finished, so I'm going to upload the edited version. The hole won't win again. Speaking of Paul Daniels, where's the daily salt on his multimeter software? Ah, it's coming, it's coming. The hole won't win a bet. Ew, there's a lot of hair inside this machine. Why is there so much hair inside this computer? Alright, that's... Alright, so here we got the board. I haven't paid any attention to CES. I have no interest in spending money on a new computer right now, so I haven't paid any attention to that. I know. I'm a bad technology person. Okay, so what's the first thing we usually check if we got a machine that's not charging? Well, that's a great question. So the first thing I'm going to do is plug this in and see what it's taking on my USB-C amp meter. 5 volts, 27 milliamps, and then it turns off. (22 milliamps, 5 volts), it's stuck. Now, the first thing I like to do is look around the board and see if there's any corrosion, because corrosion is going to be something that gives me a very plain, immediate, obvious idea of what I should spend my time and focus on. So let's switch over to the microscope camera and see what's going on this MacBook. Ready? Well then, here we have a CD3215 chip, the type of chip that James should have in stock if he's doing MacBook repair. But he doesn't. First thing we're going to do, before we get fully started, is unplug, unscrew this charge port over here, because I don't want to actually melt it off of the board with heat. I'm just going to unscrew that here. Now, we may have to replace the chip, but I'm going to make a bet that we may be able to make this work again with nothing other than a simple reflow, using some beautiful Amtech flux. Some beautiful Amtech flux. The type of flux that I don't have a stencil for a CD3215 here. I think the other people here do, but I don't. I don't have a stencil here for that. So we're going to use the proper amount of flux. James, are you watching? I just want to make sure if you're getting into the craft that you're using the proper amount of flux. Yes. Yes! Now you see how the picture's kind of dark? Even though the exposure's all the way up, by tomorrow, I'm going to have that new microscope light here. I'm excited for that new microscope light. 150 watt microscope light. That's going to be sweet. I'm really curious to see what the image is like when I can lower the ISO and the exposure on the camera. Oh, it's going to be a sweet, sweet picture. Now we're going to give the board a moment to cool, using rapid cool technology. Rapidly cool. I'm admiring this. I'm thinking of getting this to get rid of shaky overhead cam. This looks pretty sweet. Do you guys think this would be a good overhead camera holder? I'm kind of curious. If you guys, I'm going to link this in the chat, and you tell me if you think that there's something better. So behind the desk is where I need it to be. So I need it to come up from behind the desk, go over the desk, and then come around. Why no wall mount? Because the wall is kind of far away. I have this further out, and also the wall mount used to admittedly shake. It's less portable. I'd like the ability to move my desk around, have the camera be in different areas. So rather than have a bunch of different cameras, because right now, I can't really, actually maybe I can show you. So right now what I have, I'm not kidding. So you have, let's see if you can make this out. So this is the monitor, right? This is the monitor, and the monitor has this arm coming out. It's an L-shaped arm, like this, and it's coming off the desk. So this already is shaky. But then on the L-shaped monitor arm, you have yet another L-shaped arm attached to this shaky arm. So the monitor is on a shaky arm. And then the camera mount is attached to the shaky monitor mount and coming above the desk like this, which is ultimately shaky. Someone linked me to this Matthews one, and I'm thinking this is the one to get. Ceiling mount out of the question due to fault. Ceiling mount is a bit of a pain in the dick. It's not just that it's a pain in the dick. It's that if I want to have the camera, let's say I decide I want the desk to be on this wall. Now I got to unscrew shit, and it's just it's a fucking aggravation. It's one of those things I know I'm gonna keep procrastinating unless it's easy. Can you try and return? Let's see. I'm sorry, JP. I suck. Let's see. Buy the one that I gave you a link for a few weeks ago. That link is long gone. Copazary. I have no experience with video equipment, but it looks janky. It can't be jankier than this. Amazon search boom stand and filter price. Yeah, like Latch Lake makes really cool mic stands, but they're $600 effing dollars. Let's see. Camera stand. Don't you say mount for 2 devices? No shit. I have this because I don't have a mount that fits. Yes, that's what I'm looking to get around. In other news, you need your soldering iron to be hot. Let's see. C-stands are excellent, but have a big footprint. Oh, this is kind of cool. Whoa! Okay, fuck that. Out of budget. You guys are crazy. It's why am I? What am I doing on this website? I should not be on this website. This website does permanent damage to wallets. This doesn't even have the ARM, and it's $595. It was earned for overhead shooting. What is for overhead shooting? Go to Amazon for C-stands. Prime? Cupo. Heavy duty light stand. Yeah, but how do I know if my camera actually, the hole fits that thread? Let's see, Cupo. Photo, heavy duty adjustable C-stand. What the fuck? That's not what I copied and pasted. I have no idea how to attach a camera to a bike rack. Does not have a camera attachment. Does not compute. Alright, let's see if this works. Don't overpay for something simple. Oh, send me a link to something simple. To something that's well priced. Give me a link to something well priced and I'll check it out. Oh, you piece of... I don't want to figure out how to mount a camera to a bike rack because the time I spend doing that is the time I don't spend making videos or running business. I don't want the overhead camera to become a project. Let's see. 5 volts, 80 milliamps. So we have some minor change, but it's still not solved. Oh wait, it is! 19 volts, 20 milliamps. Come on, give me an amp. Give me an amp. Give me an amp! Amp! Oh, 800 milliamps is not an amp. Come on. $870 milliamps is close to an amp. Let's see if it boots now. My USB amp meter works lovely. I got it from store.rossmanngroup.com. So let's see if we get a picture here, and if we do, this machine will go to the off to the ultrasonic cleaner, and then it'll be good to go. It'll be a MacBook. So I've noticed if I keep my desk perfectly clean over here, I don't have to worry about getting flux or anything on my mat. I can just keep the desk clean and free of debris.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There's dog hair inside the screen connector here. Show me picture. Show me sign of life. Come on, little MacBook. Come on, little MacBook. Okay, low battery. It wants to see the battery before it turns on. It's being a sissy. Fine. Fine, we'll plug your battery in, you little mofo. MacBook. Do I need to slide the board over a little? I think I do. Say, Say, I feel like a freaking dentist. Say, Say, These charge ports are annoying how easily they come off. .2 amps. Let's see what we get. How can I diagnose a bad SMC on those USB-C scrapbooks? I don't know what you mean by USB-C scrapbook. Not enough info. Need more info. Alright, so it's taking 2.8 amps, which I imagine means that it's charging. The battery is now plugged in, and it does say here on my USB-C amp meter, .9 amps. Trying to keep that damn cable from running away. See, 2.9 amps. So it is charging the battery. Remember, before I was complaining about the battery not being charged. Now, we need to plug the power cable in so that I can tell it to turn on. Yeah, David, it's annoying. It needs to see that the battery is plugged in. See, it's complaining about the battery not being charged. Even though it's taking 2.9 amps. What if you just get a better bench? Global Industrial Production bench. I honestly don't even think that that's actually better than the one that I have now, though. So what I'm thinking really makes sense is to just give up and get this thing. It's less than the B&H one. It looks better than the B&H one. I've bought from the newer people before. This stuff is typically good. It's got 164 ratings, 4.5 out of 5 stars. It looks much heavier. Like, it's going to be better than a stand that's attached to a stand, that's a clamp to a clamp to a clamp. It's going to be better than that. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet on that. Yo, turn on, you piece of shit. Let's try this again. Alright, the battery's totally dead, so it's probably going to be a little bit before it turns on. This is where I decide to see how the camera mounting outside is going, and also perhaps treat myself to a burrito. Yeah, keep complaining about the battery, you piece of shit. I want you to think about that. Like, you could have a PC that's at 1% battery. You plug it in, you could turn it on. MacBook, dead battery, can't turn it on. So why are you only charging at 1 amp? Let's try a charge port on the other side that was not corroded. I'm going to take a look at what's going on outside. What's that?
A overpriced, underwhelming shelf.
Where'd this come from?
eBay,
How much was it?
$50.
That's not bad for $50.
I don't like the way it's made.
What's this going to be for?
Data recovery stuff?
Oh, Steve's one?
Yep.
Is this the one that you bought, Steve?
Yeah. This dude wants to speak to you. His name is Paul Lee. He looked at the
What's that? Not. All right, I got to deal with an annoying business matter. I'm sorry. I will be back later, people. So this is one of the more unpleasant parts of running a company. But
I'll close the door.
oh, wait, look, there's an Apple logo. It's starting. So that's about it. It's charging. Well, all we did is we reflowed the chip responsible for charging. We're going to ultrasonic the board, and that should be it. Unfortunately, I have to attend to a very unpleasant business matter, so I will be on later. I'll see you all in the next video.